Say goodbye to takeout and hello to HelloFresh. Healthy ingredients, easy to follow recipes, shipped right to your door. For a limited time, get $30 off your first box when you go to HelloFresh.com/Colin. Plus free shipping. HelloFresh.com/Colin. I'm Doug Gottlieb in for Colin Cowherd, who, imagine Colin every time he goes down the slopes in Park City. He goes down the slopes. Hey, Colin, the Cavs made a trade. Oh, who they get? They got Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance. Like, I like Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance. He goes up and he goes down. He's like, hey, Colin, the Cavs made a trade. He's like, I know. Larry Nance, Jordan Clarkson, like it. Like, no. They got George Hill. Okay, I like it. He goes up and down the slopes. He comes down. He's like, hey, Colin, they made a trade. He's like, I know. He's like, no, George Hill and Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance. No. They got Rodney Hood. He's like, okay. It's Rodney Hood. Rodney Hood, Utah. Okay. Comes back down. Hey, Colin, they got rid of IT. Oh, that's good. Okay. Every time he comes down, he gets more news. And now he, like all of us, is completely exhausted. All right, so you're just joining us. Cavaliers actually won last night, right? That's the crazy part. It was actually a fun game. Like, they won on a game winner at home. LeBron James hits this shot. This was what happened last night.
Green looking to the front court. Here's LeBron. James, catch, fire, ball game! He did it! LeBron James wins it for Cleveland!
LeBron James hits the game winner. That care of ESPN. And how'd they celebrate? They just got rid of half their team. Now that's a celebration. Man, if you thought their locker room was in good shape, I give you Isaiah Thomas was sent out of town. And Dwayne Wade they sent Dwayne Wade back to Miami for a highly protected second-round pick. I didn't even know there were highly protected second-round picks. Isaiah Thomas, gone, Lakers. Channing Frye, gone, Lakers. They also trade away their own first-round pick, which means they can't trade away the Nets' first-round pick. Iman Shumpert, gone. He's sent to the Kings. Derrick Rose is gone. He's going to the Jazz. And Jay Crowder is gone, also going to the Jazz. Still think Danny Ainge didn't win that trade this summer?
Yeah, he won.
Yeah. Danny Ainge just goes like, yeah. Anytime, literally only thing they're holding on to from that trade is the first-round pick for the Nets, which doesn't look nearly as good. Like, people thought the Nets would win 5 games this year. Even that is not as bad or as good a pick as people thought. But look, what it tells you is the locker room was a mess. Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose could not handle lesser roles. And honestly, as much as we think some of it has to do with Rich Paul, with the J.R. Smith, repping J.R. Smith and repping Tristan Thompson, I also think it speaks to just how bad those contracts are. That they can't get rid of them, that no one wants J.R. Smith. Is some of it that he can shoot and LeBron trusts him to make shots in big spots in the NBA? Sure, no question. But I think a good portion of it is, ain't nobody wants. J.R. Smith also has been a problem child elsewhere. He'd be a problem outside of Cleveland, and that contract's bad. And Tristan Thompson's contract's bad. But they will need name tags in the locker room. They'll need a whole reintroduction thing. And you're right, Chris. It's really, really, really hard to establish any sort of chemistry. This sort of movement. This is like an AAU team, right? Like it works in AAU basketball, at least in Southern California is. You play a tournament in Southern California, then you play a tournament in Vegas, and you come back and play a tournament in Southern California, and the teams that win it are usually the teams that don't always have the best players. They're just more of a team, and they've stuck together through all 3 tournaments, and they've played together growing up. Whereas some of the AAU stars, the top 100, top 50, top 25 guys, they bounce team to team to team. That's what this feels like. This is the AAUization of the NBA. And I like Rodney Hood, and he's versatile, and he can score, and he's athletic, and he's pretty young. Just don't film him with your cell phone when he's walking off the floor. He clearly doesn't like that. That's like the one flaw I found in Rodney Hood. he's not as well regarded in Utah as he used to be. I like George Hill. And this is Sacramento. They're not going to play Derrick Rose. They're trying to get rid of George Hill to get some sort of value in return because they want De'Aaron Fox. One, they want to lose, get a better draft pick. And two, they want to develop De'Aaron Fox. But the big acquisitions over the summer, Isaiah Thomas, Derrick Rose, Jay Crowder, Dwayne Wade, are all gone. So how'd those acquisitions go for you? Wow. Let's get to Christine with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
I'm going to sneak a little football in here because we just got hijacked by the trade deadline, which is great for me, but we're going to get some football in. Charlie Weis was asked whether or not he liked the Josh McDaniels move and whether he made a mistake, and his answer is funny.
You've offered somebody a job. You've offered them millions of dollars, a lot of control, a lot of say. You're working on hand in hand with this guy to go, rebuild this team and get him to the promised land. And the guy calls back and says, on second thought, I'm not coming. I mean, it's like a slap in the face.
I firmly believe Josh McDaniels is the next head coach of the New England Patriots whenever Bill calls it a career. You agree with that?
Well, if he's not, then that would have been the absolute dumbest move in the history of sports.
So Charlie Weis is a former Patriots assistant, so he's got some ties. He knows what he's talking about there, and he said it would be the dumbest move in the history of sports, did he say, if he did not get assurances from the Patriots that he would be the next head coach. I completely disagree, actually. I think that it is the better job to at least be learning, because Belichick said that he's going to open up his he's going to show him salary structure and roster management.
Vault of knowledge.
I would rather learn from the best with the thought that maybe you can be the next head coach. You're going to have a leg up on all the other guys, then take the current Colts job.
I understand, but you got him where you want him. You already have the Colts job. Okay?
Yeah.
In division. I mean, in conference, right? So it's not your division, but it's your conference. And that you have Andrew Luck. You got upper hand. You have leverage in this relationship.
Sure.
He lost his defensive coordinator, probably going to lose his special teams coordinator as well.
Yeah.
So you're the guy, and you have a great relationship with Tom Brady. You're both about the same age.
Yeah.
Look, I think there are other things at play for why he stayed, but if you have that sort of leverage in a negotiation, you sit down with Belichick and Kraft, you go like, look, all I need is a little wink, note in the drawer, a little promise. When Bill, whenever he decides to retire, I'm the guy. That's how deals get done, Christine. I completely agree with Charlie Weis.
I see what you're saying. I just don't think there's a situation where the Patriots would ever promise a guy that he could be the next head coach, because you don't know what's going to happen between now and whenever Bill Belichick does eventually decide to retire. And I think for Josh McDaniels, it was more important that he had some stability, because let's say he does go to the Colts, who knows what's going on with Andrew Luck? And then he's there and maybe they fall apart in 2-3 years and now he can't get a job anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he could probably always come back to New England, but he's been able to get other jobs. I understand. Look, I understand the stability, and we'll get into it. I'll show you what I believe is in the vault of knowledge a little bit later on the show.
You know what's inside Bill Belichick's head?
The vault of knowledge. That's what he's opening up.
Doug Peterson is at the Philadelphia parade today. That's also going on. Apparently, it's pretty crazy.
The victory parade.
The victory parade in Philadelphia. It's going up by the Rocky Steps, apparently. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Doug Peterson was asked about the Super Bowl and what we should expect moving forward, and he thinks that fans should expect that they are playing in February more often.
Get used to this. This is the new norm in Philadelphia. Playing, and hopefully playing into February every year. It's the new norm. So get used to it. Short off seasons, and let's do that. And the guys that want to be a part of that. We'll do that. They'll want to be here, and I think everybody does want to be here. But as you know, the nature of the business is you can't keep everybody. It's just the way it goes. And but the ones that are here, my mindset is to be back again, to do it again, and to keep doing it, and to keep doing it.
Look, I love being selfish about winning, right? Be selfish about it. Look, I want to keep doing it. I only want to surround guys that have expectations. But I also would be very cautious of creating a public expectation. I under-promise and over-deliver, not the other way around.
Yep.
Like we're all just one play away. You know, like look, if the Atlanta Falcons complete a 4th and goal, they get beat at home by the Falcons. Okay, let's just be realistic about it.
I think he's still probably riding the Super Bowl win high. It's too early to be promising playing in February.
And look, many of our brethren here at Fox that cover the NFL have said, look, they got tons of players in their contract. They got 2 quarterbacks. They're marvelously coached. They're well run. There's no reason they can't be back. I got it. I got it. But half the teams that make the playoffs every year in the NFL don't make the playoffs next year. Let's just feel good about the win before we create expectations of expecting February appearances year after year after year.
Yeah, because anything else is going to be a letdown now. It's not good enough. And finally, Rob Gronkowski kind of hinted that maybe he would consider retiring and not playing next year. And now there are reports coming out that he might be considering a career in acting. And guys like Sylvester Stallone and The Rock have advised him that he could make millions acting. Which I always thought he would do WWE.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Which is acting.
But he could also act. Couldn't you see him as an action figure?
Action hero?
Well, then he would be made into an action figure for sure. But yeah, an action hero.
Yeah.
Like the Hulk.
Absolutely. WWE, and of course that's what gave us what gave The Rock, basically his start into stardom. And you got 3 million people watch the WWE every week on Raw. And that is in fact acting. You get into character. So yeah, I mean, like, look, the people who think that this is just Gronk being Gronk, or you come off of the biggest game of the year. Remember, he didn't play last year when they won. Didn't play. So you come off a hard-fought game where you have a chance. I mean, ball in the air. You still had a chance to tie the game.
Hail Mary?
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
So you come off of that game, and the first question asks, are you going to be back next year? And you're like, I got to think it over. Most athletes would say absolutely, right? It's even when Kevin Durant was in Oklahoma City, when he asked if he's coming back, your first reaction is always, yeah, dude, I just got beat. I want to come back. I want to win this game next year. When he has to think about it, that's a bad sign. I still think he comes back and does at least one more year, but he's created an image getting out from behind the shield of the helmet.
Right.
I think he'll have a career, and I think the concussion combined with the arm surgeries, the back surgery, the knee surgery, I definitely think he's going to spend a lot of time thinking it over.
Well, he already sees that football might be taken away from him, not on his terms.
Right.
So maybe he'd like to take it into his own hands.
No question. That's Christine with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Okay, look, before we bring in Chris